What's up, guys? James Justice, UCNY News. We're here with two ladies, patriots at the Reawaken America tour. I'll let them give their names and explain why they're here and a little bit about their movement. How we doing?
Good. I'm Kimberly, Iowa Mama Bear.
I'm Amy, Ohio Mama Bear.
And together we actually fight against the school and the tyranny that is going on in our schools. My story began when my daughter, who was at the time in kindergarten, developed a face rash, and that turned into impetigo 4 different times. We got a medical exemption to take the mask off of her and turned it into the school. The school then decided the best course of action basically was to segregate her. So she was forced to sit on one side of the room compared to all the kids on the other. She couldn't play at recess together. She stood at the end of the line. She couldn't eat lunch with anybody. This went on from December 7th until March 22nd, when I decided enough was enough and I started protesting against the school. The school then retaliated and used my little girl as their political pawn, saying that she was going to be put behind plexiglass. So they put her behind plexiglass and said the reason they did it is because they thought she was protesting. So I took matters into my own hand, pulled my daughter out of school and got a lawyer, and I am currently suing the Ankeny School District for what they did. But my fight did not stop there. I wanted to ensure that this did not happen to any other kid across our state. So I worked with our state reps and ended up getting a law passed that banned all mask mandates in the state of Iowa from kids in public schools from K through 12.
That is great.
Yes. And because of Kimberly's fight, I was alone in, not alone, but I was working outside of Kimberly's fight and was connected through social media and saw her information and where she was winning on security bonds. So my youngest child is in Worthington, Worthington, Ohio School District, and it just was outraged for them to wear the mask. I learned that the mask, the PCR test, all of it, had no purpose, and actually there was a spiritual war going on. And because of Kimberly and because of the light that she shone, she gave me the power to actually send a letter of intent to sue our school district at pro se. So from that, we moved on, built a group. We started being very vigilant and going to the school board meetings. We did a protest. We just kept pushing forward. We ultimately got a lawyer to take our case. Warren Mendenhall, who's doing a tremendous job in Ohio, is taking a lot of cases on. And through his just intent to sue, they really backed down. So they took the mask out. It took a year, a whole school year. So it's very crucial that we as parents, as mama bears, not as Republicans and as Democrats, but just as Christians, to fight and stand out for the people that don't have voices, and that's our children. They rely on us. They rely on us to protect them. And so because of Kimberly, she shined the light, and she gave me the courage to fight. And I believe because of that, the rippling effect is just wonderful. So we just encourage people to go out and fight. Anything that you can do, whether it's going to school board meetings, whether it's just gathering, having girls' night out and just telling your friends, listen, there's stuff we need to do. We need to stand up. We need to have a voice. And a mask takes our voice away.
Yep.
And that is
Satanic.
That is satanic.
It also causes a lot of other internal harm.
Oh
as
my
well.
gosh, just with the younger kids and the speech delays. I have a grandson, and so he had to walk through that, and then they had to have speech. And I think it's just the facial expressions. Everything is so demonic. It's to break our spirit. It's to break. It is child abuse.
Child abuse. Call it for what it is.
You want to hear something funny? In New York, I looked up the laws on suffocation and strangulation, right?
Yeah.
So New York State Penal Code 121.11, and it says any individual who intends to obstruct the normal breathing or blood circulation of another individual is guilty of a D felony. So we have laws on the books, but nobody knows them. Bring them up and to push the point. So
they don't want people to know that stuff.
No.
I mean, this has a harmful effect, not just physically on our children, but mentally.
Yeah.
My girl, who's now 7, is going through some mental issues that she wants to go to heaven. She talks about going to heaven all the time, and I don't like to use suicidal with her, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And it's sad because when she said this to me, my heart broke. And I'm like, I called around to get her into another psychiatrist. We're already in counseling for stuff that happened last year, because the school would tell my daughter that because she couldn't wear a mask, that she was going to come home and kill me and her dad because she was going to give us COVID. And so this has a long-term effect that people are not looking at, that us moms can see. Our kids are breaking, and if we don't stop and we don't stand up for them, they are going to have a generation of mass suicide, of mass depression, and we cannot let this happen. We have to protect our kids, and nobody's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
The government's not going to come save us. Trump's not going to come save us. I mean, I love Trump, but he's one man. He can't do it all.
He's
up to us.
doing his own fight, and
Yes.
he's shining his light
Exactly.
to allow us to do, and we are being told. God is telling us what we need to do in the path that we need to walk. And because of all your wins, fantastic, but we're not done.
Yes,
We are
we're just
not
getting started.
done. We've just taken baby steps, because like what you said, think of all the other children that, parents weren't able to stand up, and we're going to see repercussions. So one of the things that are written in my heart is new alternative care, and we're going to have to care for these babies that we let down. We did, and not knowingly, but because you showed courage, and you gave the light to show other of us courage. Now we've got to pass it on, because it's got to continue, and we've got to stand up, and we're not done.
Yeah, and I thought we were done with the mask, but unfortunately, the pornographic books are in town. Now the drag queen shows. I just got the Ginger Queer book taken out of our school. I exposed my school for hosting a drag queen show that they hid from the community. They actually hired a 21-year-old male exotic dancer to come in and dance for these children as young as 12 were in attendance
And
of this.
what school is that?
That's Ankeny, Iowa, and Ankeny School District in Ankeny, Iowa.
That's disgusting.
It
Yeah.
is
Shame on them.
disgusting.
Yes.
And for what purpose? Like people don't have the courage to fight. You tell them that, and then you have to expand the conversation. Why?
Yeah, why? Like,
Why?
I mean, I could see they bring in Dare. Like, Dare had a purpose, like, don't do drugs, What purpose does a drag queen have in our educational service?
Yeah.
What are they going to teach our child?
Confusion and
Indoctrination.
sexualization.
Yes.
Yes. Confusion, chaos. Where does chaos come? It comes from the devil. It comes from, we're in a spiritual war.
We are.
And you know what? You might have thought it was for a minute, but it's, strap on, get your shield, your armor of God on, and we need to unite.
And we're just two stay-at-home moms that
Yes.
we're willing to fight.
Yeah.
We don't have backgrounds in lawyer degree. We don't have doctor's degree. We're just two moms that wanted to protect our child, and we know you guys can do the same thing.
Yes.
So go to your school board meetings, go to your city council meetings, hold rallies, get together with like-minded people. And there's one thing that we need to do. We need to bridge the gap between the left and the right. And the one thing that we can all agree on is our kids.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen to
And mothers, and you always say that's why I love the mama bears, because it's you attack the mama bear, you got it. You got it going.
Oh, yeah. And going forward, where can people give you support? Do you have donation pages or anything like that?
So you can go to iowamamabears.com, and that's Iowa, MAMABEARS.com. We have a website there that tells where we're going to be next. We have donation box if you want to donate. We sell our shirts, Freedom Over Fear.
Nice.
So the school board knows who we are when we walk in. So
Yeah, very
Biden
good.
was more than happy to say you're a domestic terrorist because you're going up against the school board, which I don't mind being that if that's where I'm going to be
nice
called.
title.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm like, hey, I honor that. So
Exactly.
thank you.
Well, ladies, it was a pleasure having you and interviewing you, and I look forward to seeing you in the future, and I hope your movement progresses and you gain all the people that you need to be successful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's up, guys? James Justice, UCNY News. We are here with
Pastor Charles Bennett.
Pastor Charles Bennett, and he's going to give some information on some books he's got going on, and I'll let him take it from here.
I have a book entitled How to Be Rapture Ready. It's on Amazon in English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and Chinese. And you can order them for about $15. But the reason I'm interested in being on Jim's program, your name is Jim, right? Jim, I just met Jim, so forgive James. Okay.
Okay.
So forgive me for not remembering your name.
That's fine. I'm the same way.
But the reason is that in this book here, there are things that are very prophetic that other people have not seen in Scripture. For example, the angel of the Lord said to Zechariah, "What do you see?" He says, "I see a flying scroll, a flying roll. And it's got wings, just like a satellite. It is 15 feet. The angel said, measure it. 15 feet in diameter and 30 feet tall. The same size Elon Musk is putting up all 30,000 of these all over the face of the earth.
Very interesting.
And then the angel said that this satellite is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. So my conjecture is in my book, and I don't say very many things dogmatically, okay, in this book, because anytime somebody says something about Bible prophecy, they get dogmatic. They usually are messed up, you know. So I'm saying that what the Lord spoke to my heart about this is that in the last days, if you believe in the mark of the beast, that mark of the beast cannot be just a chip. Because if it was just a chip, why couldn't I cut it out and repent?
Yeah.
But it's not just it's a chip that goes under your skin
And then spreads.
and then it grows into your bones and it changes your DNA, so you're no longer just human.
Yep.
And Jesus did not die for hybrids.
No. Or humanoids.
We like hybrid cars, but Jesus said in the front of my book, it says, "As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man." They were marrying and giving in marriage. Who was married? In Genesis 6, it says that the fallen angels came down and intermarried into the human race. Nephilim. See, you do know more. You know more about this than I knew you did. Well, what happens is that was a hybrid race, and that's why God had to cut off the whole human race.
He had to cause the flood
Because
to wipe out.
wipe out the hybrids.
Yeah. And they were also
of the earth.
corrupting mankind.
They were corrupting, and I believe that's where a lot of our this far out technology comes from.
Yeah.
Is the angelic beings that
They gave
introduce
us-
themselves,
taught about makeup, weapons,
weapons,
war,
everything.
and yeah.
So what happens? Make a long story short, and I'll get off the air here. That that a person that has that mark, is going to have to communicate with this satellite. If the satellite is what's going to cause people. The angel said, everyone that swears will be cut off according to it, and everyone that steals will be cut off according to it. Well, right now, you've got a lot of people in the penitentiary that are in there because they have to make plea deals. Because every time something's stolen in our town, they go to the people that are not in the penitentiary. They say, "Where were you? Where were you?" Where? If they can't prove where you were, then they say, "We're gonna bury you." We're gonna, unless you make a plea deal, because they just want to clear their books. So the inmates, the people out of jail, they're going to welcome this because then they can say, "Read the chip here. Read this mark on my hand or my forehead." And I was not there at that 7-Eleven when it was robbed. And the case has to be dropped because right now our court system is so corrupt, it's pitiful. I grew up on the penitentiary. My father was the maintenance engineer for Southampton State Farm. He built 5 penitentiary systems in Portland, Virginia area for the state of Virginia. So the point is, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to inmates and plea deals. I also was a chaplain on the Hopewell Police Department and rode with the police officers, and I saw them railroading people in court. And I'm not against our court system, but I'm against this flimsy system we have where they just make people cop a plea. But anyway, the solution of the devil is let's put a chip in their hands, let's put a chip in their foreheads, and let's put the satellites in the sky. And God said to Zechariah, "This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth." God bless you, and thanks for
Thank you so much, Charles.
God bless you.
Good luck on your venture, and everybody, make sure you go check him out. Get his books on Amazon, and God bless everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I got a dog.
What's up, guys? James Justice, UCNY News. I'm here with Amanda Quimper. She's going to tell her story, why she's here, and
Hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Well,
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you here.
this is my project. Oh, it's backwards. Shoot. Okay, so you can go to amandajoanofheart.com or strippedclean.net. It's television with a higher purpose. I basically created this platform to restore. It's not just to restore the republic, but I have a republic page on there and how you can restore the republic right now in your county, which nobody is talking about. But I basically had a vision from God over 10 plus years ago to do a television show helping women transition out of sex trafficking. It led me to following 5 movements in history because of this vision from God. I have a huge Great Awakening documentary I'm working on packaging to wake up the masses on a bunch of stuff that a lot of people don't know about, from targeted individuals to how to restore a republic, creating lawful assemblies on the land in your county. This is stuff we have to learn, guys, to make changes, know who you are in truth, the divine creator of God, and move forward fearlessly and trust, and He will give you hope and future, man. I'm so glad I got on my mission and purpose, and there's stuff, truther content on CBS and child trafficking, and that great day at the Capitol.
J6.
Have a huge documentary on that. With whistleblowers in there, and you can see what really happened from my perspective when I was there. And let's see, I have stuff on targeted individuals, how they're targeting, putting neural networks in people's bodies, how they're going to hack into your brain through the cell towers.
Graphene oxide, right?
And not just the graphene oxide, the nanotechnology we're breathing in every day that they're spraying aero dust. This is DARPA-made aero dust, smart dust. You can look this up. This is not a conspiracy. This is a freaking fact, unfortunately. And we are in a silent war, and we need to wake up.
Yep, it's very true.
There's what else do I got on there? I followed 5 movements in history. The heroin epidemic, did 50 events on. I have a huge documentary on that. I'm packaging the cannabis movement. I have a beautiful documentary on that. I went into the spiritual uprising and movement because I've had all these spiritual experiences other than the vision from God. So I'm trying to expose how greater works that we will do than Jesus did on earth, because He's going to be the Father, right? So that's happening, and God doesn't fit in a box that we put Him in. Abundantly above and beyond is not an understatement. I've been shown a lot, and I just really want to share this with the world. The UFO and disclosure movement. The Pentagon just released 1,600 files, so this is not a conspiracy again anymore.
Yeah, you can't.
We're in a war, and not all the ET forces are bad. Some of them are very much more so angelic forces, extra-dimensional forces that are here to help us. Some of us are even linked to them through the bloodlines, and they're part of our soul family. So it's really, really deep. It's deep.
Yeah, whole goes far.
So, let's see. Wait, there's more. So the spiritual uprising, the secret space program, what's going on? A lot of people are talking about that now. Into all the fraud, I went into all of it. So, wait for this huge Great Awakening documentary. Check it out at amandajoanofheart.com or strippedclean.net. Television with a higher purpose.
Very nice, very nice. So, with the turnout, everybody here, what do you think? You think that the masses are finally waking up a little bit and starting to see who the key players are of this hidden agenda that we're fighting?
I hope so. I talked to somebody the other day that believes in all this election fraud. They didn't know who Clay Clark was, so I'm like, man, so many people still need to wake up, and I'm like, I just hope we do, and we start sharing this out. Be a truth teller. Do what you can with what you have, and everything was with reach for all the people in the Bible. It's within reach for you out there, and you can do this. Just walk in faith, and God will only light one step at a time. So we have to take those first steps.
Absolutely. Well, good luck on your journey. I appreciate you giving the interview. And, I think we got this in the bag. I think God's going to win like he always does.
Right.
Thank you.
God bless. Thank you.